Peace, peace. This is Kareem Tut, the hood philosopher slash alchemist, magician, hip hop dude. Yeah, actually all of those things. But today's subject matter that I want to bring up that I'm not really hearing, I guess I'm gonna name this subject the problems with the black woman and the solution. Um, well, this is a very complex subject matter, you know. But it's complex, but to me, it's very simple. I mean, we're talking about the black woman. You hear a lot of people complaining about this particular type of woman on the planet Earth. Um, as far as the negatives of the black woman, I mean, I know me officially know what the root of the problem is, which I'm gonna get into later. And this video won't be long. The root of the problem with what's making black women so how they're looked at, their behavior, their attitude in general, and the way they live in the American culture, the way they act and behave. This stuff is all rooted in slavery, you know. All this stuff, and this is not only dealing with the black women, it's dealing with the men also, but I'm dealing with this particular video, naming it that, the problems with the black woman. It's rooted in slavery, you know. This stuff is rooted in slavery. And when you go through such a traumatic event, when a human being go through a traumatic event such as slavery, it gets in the blood, you know. Plus you're dealing with these ruthless, evil, cunningly wise snakes that did this mind control program on black people. You know, it was a giant mind control program. They also made a lot of money off slavery, but the traumatic effect, my point is deeply rooted in the blood. You know, when they finished with us during slavery, they basically had a finished product, had a slave. They so-called freed the slave into society. Now, you're not going to behave like no other people because of that traumatic experience. Let me mind you that this was not too long ago that we couldn't drink from water fountains and such, or go to the restroom with whites or whatever. So, this thing is rooted in slavery. And you not only have to be a master psychologist to figure that out. I know that just from scanning my own genetic material. Those of you who study metaphysics, you should know what I'm talking about. If you're a magician and you don't study on genetic memory code like a computer, it's like a computer. Some people just have direct access to those records. Yeah, dealing with the black woman, this stuff is deeply rooted in slavery, and it travels down a line in the blood. I mean, this stuff is in the central nervous system of a person that been through a traumatic experience as such. And you know what the researchers say today. Whatever's affecting the nervous system of the female automatically passes to the female children. So this is a big problem, and that is the root. If you're going to talk about the problem, you have to talk about the root of the problem. Now you have a finished product. Now you have this woman that's now today in this so-called independent society, the mind control that America spews out her mouth. You know, you're independent. Your attitude is shitty. You know, you're the most aggressive female. But this is on purpose. You know, you have, anytime in a war, you have to fuck up the female. You fuck up the female, you fuck up what the female give birth to. This is simple mathematics. It's not complex. The problem is complex to solve. So you're dealing with this mind controlled creature of the day, a remnants of something that used to be great. I mean, I heard the complaints from all races of people. You know, I worked not only with blacks, I worked with whites and Mexicans and Asians and Africans and whatnot. But yeah, they all talk about the same thing, you know, especially foreigners. When you get to know them, you know, they'll give you their little secrets. You know, I didn't heard it before. Hey, my friend, I feel sorry for you. Dealing with those black women, they're good to party with, but you know, I wouldn't marry. No, I wouldn't marry. All of them say the same thing. So a black woman has become the party meat, the meat for the party. Like, anybody can have this woman. Other than any other race of women, this is the most easiest, the most low self-esteem is black woman. You haven't, this is not nothing new, you know. So what's the solution, Kareem Tut? Well, my solution would be by scientific and magical means. You have to study science and magic to understand what is buried and flooded within the central nervous system of somebody that went through trauma. You might say, hey, slavery is in the past, buddy. But the trauma passes on through the central nervous system of blacks. You know, some people can override this. I would say it's easy and hard. Depends on how much of a worker you are when it comes to developing and self-cultivating yourself. So that is the answer. The solution of it is that there needs to be a scientific, magical bypass and study of the traumatic effects of slavery, which were never treated when black people were so-called freed. You know, imagine dealing with a man that was raped in prison repeatedly. I mean, he's going to have some very traumatic things going on with his mind, his nervous system. So I mean, that stuff just doesn't evaporate. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't go away like that. It go away when you learn how to break in your own computer within yourself. And it's just like a computer. You can delete these things. You can bury and shift the memory in a file somewhere where you don't have to open it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to create a video with these various techniques, but this is not for the new students of this type of frequency. But yeah, it can be undone in these women. I personally can cure any black woman of this problem. I can cure anybody of their problems if they let me, you know, teach them properly. You know, what's wrong is that we have the wrong teachers out here. They're not teaching the cures, and they don't know how to unravel what I call Christmas lights. You know, nobody likes to unravel Christmas lights. You know, but I'm going to give a video on these techniques, but not in this video because this is something for advanced students. You know, hey, that's a deep problem. It can be cured, but I just told you the root of it. All you have to do is do the math on that, and you will learn how to do a more high power, energized meditation techniques that will get rid of these demonic programs running in the subconscious mind, because they're like programs that's running that haven't been deleted, and they stay with adults throughout their lives. And these programs that are running in their mind also generate thought forms, thought waves, energy, you know, auras, you know, of themselves, and create more problems. And that is the science of this thing. I'm going to go into some more information on more vids, but that is the problem with the black woman, if you didn't know. You know, so once you cure and heal those problems within the black woman, you can actually heal civilization. You can heal our people, if that's what you desire. And the way you heal our people is that you heal the woman. But don't claim and act like you know those techniques when you don't. You just want to take advantage of her in her emotional state. But this will happen by my will anyway. So I'm gonna see you guys again. Kareem Tut, and remember the name. You're gonna see me real soon. Peace.